I'm going to create a new drainage file. This is going to store all of the existing storm sewer that is on the Oklahoma City Boulevard, which is my current project. So I'm going to go to New and create a drainage file. I'm going to name this the MAC number, which is 102405, and this is the existing drainage that I'm going to place. Apply and close, and I'm going to go to drainage and view drainage. So once I start putting in pipes, I want them to show up. So this is how it's going to view under preferences. These are existing. However, so that they show up better on the screen, I'm going to use my proposed drainage preferences. Close. If I didn't want the outside of the pipe to show, I could unclick this. You can also change the properties by double clicking, and you could change the symbology, level, color, etc. I'm going to say cancel, and we'll leave that there. So apply and close. Now I want to place some structures, so I'm going to go back to drainage and layout. I'm going to be doing Chartel, which is this north and south street that crosses the Oklahoma City Boulevard. So I'm going to start at the top here, and let's turn off some extra layers off by element. I don't need this text, it's getting in my way. First put in all of the inlets and manholes, and then you can put in your pipe to connect them. So I'm going to go to my inlet tab. It starts out with a name, inlet 1, and that's fine. I can change that later. I could change it now. It doesn't matter. Now I'm going to use these crosshairs to go and identify my element. I'm going to snap to the middle of this box and left click, and it gave me all of the northing, easting, and elevation. I'm going to change the elevation. The topograte here that's labeling this inlet says it's at 1194.92 feet. Under options, I can select what kind of inlet I'm doing. So length by width of 4x2, I think that will be fine. This doesn't designate what kind of inlet it is. If you knew what kind of inlet it is, you could use the pull down and find your exact size. So I'm going to say that's okay and hit apply, close. That just says what type of inlet it is. Whenever I hit apply now, it placed the inlet. Now that was supposed to come in as kind of an orange color, so I'm going to go over here to level overrides. This is under view attributes at the top left. Turn off my level overrides so it does come in as orange. Okay, now I can continue going. If I click here for another inlet, you can see I have another inlet here on the top right at this curb return. Get my crosshairs, go and pick the middle of that. If you can see, it's soft highlighted, so I know I got the middle of the box. Left click to accept. It stays as the same size as last time. These are all going to be 4x2s unless I change this preference. So I'm going to, it got my northing and easting. I need to put in an elevation. The topograte is 1194.87 and apply. Now I'm going to put in this manhole right in the middle. So I'm going to go to manhole. It's automatically going to call it number 1, and that's fine with me. Select my crosshairs, snap to the middle of the manhole. There it is. You see it barely highlighted the circle. Left click to accept. Now I need to find the leader line that annotates that manhole. See this storm manhole? So it gives me the topograte elevation. So I'm going to type that in, 1195.77, and options to select what type of manhole. 4x8, that's fine. Circular. Apply, close, apply, and there's my manhole. So now I'm going to go, since I right clicked, it got me out. So I'm going to go back to drainage, layout. There we go. Now I need to create pipes. Pipe 1. I'm going to do my upstream which is going to be my inlet. Select the crosshair, left click the inlet, left click accept. It gave me the inlet name and the northing and easting. The downstream is going to be my manhole. You can see this line is looking for the downstream. I'm going to left click my manhole, left click accept. It gave me manhole 1. If that was wrong, I could click my crosshairs again and try and select something else if it was this inlet, etc. But that was correct. So now I want to give the flow line in and out. Right now it's at flow line out, which this one says you couldn't open, so this manhole doesn't know what the flow line was here. If it knew, then it would say flow line northwest equals and an elevation, which this is my northwest pipe, and I would use that flow line for whatever it was. However, we couldn't open it, so I'm going to assume a slope of 0.1%. So I'm going to lock that slope in, and then I am going to do my inlet, which is a flow line of 1191.37, and then go select the inlet, and it'll automatically update my outlet elevation. If I knew my outlet but didn't know my slope, then I would type in an outlet here, and then I would select the outlet, and it would keep my inlet the same and adjust my slope, because those are the two values that I put in. So now I'm going to hit apply, and you'll see the pipe come up. Now I didn't check to see what size pipe that was, so I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to go ahead and do pipe 2, which it now is saying the upstream is manhole 1, so I could go with my pipe that goes down from manhole 1. However, I'm going to start a new pipe and keep doing my inlets. So I'm going to select upstream, which is this inlet here, accept. Downstream again is the manhole, accept. And then this elevation, the flow line of the inlet is 1192.87. I'm going to select that, and then I want the slope to be 0.001. Select that, and it automatically puts in my outlet. Now I'm going to go to options and see what pipe size do I have. I have a round 15-inch pipe right now, and this says it's 12. So I'm going to change that to 12, hit apply and close, apply, and my 12-inch pipe came in. So now I could continue this all the way around. However, I'm going to show you one more pipe. So we can continue from this manhole 1. It says that's my my upstream, which is correct. Now I'm going to select my downstream. Oh, I need to go put in this manhole so that I can select my downstream. So I'm going to right click and get out of that. I need to create another manhole. It's already ready for manhole 2. I'm going to snap to the center of the manhole, left click accept, and then I'm going to give it an elevation based on this manhole's reading. This elevation, the top of grate, is going to be 1195.65. Apply. So now if I zoom out, I have that manhole. Okay, so now I'm still in my drainage, and I want to go back to layout because I need to add the connecting pipe. So pipe 3, the upstream is this manhole. Oh, it didn't catch it. It says not set upstream. So I'm going to do my crosshairs, zoom in a little further, and select that manhole. I got it that time, manhole 1. Go down here, downstream, select manhole 2, accept. Okay, now I know my outlet elevation. So I am going to type in my outlet elevation, which this manhole has 3 pipes coming to it, one from the north, one from the east, one from the west, and one from the east. So I'm going to take this flow line north, which is 1191.61, and I'm going to select that to lock it in, and then I'm going to assume that this slope is accurate, that it flows from manhole 1 down to manhole 2. So I'm going to assume that that slope is accurate, and then it automatically filled in my invert because I knew my slope. So the slope is locked in, and the invert outlet is locked in, and then it calculated this manhole 1, since we did not know it from the survey data given. Let's see what size structure this is. It's hard to tell, so I'm going to right click off by elements and turn this text off, and let's see if we can find, there it is, 18-inch RCP. So I'm going to go to Options, 18-inch, Apply, Close, Apply, and there's my pipe. So now I'm done putting in structures. I'd like to annotate these just so that I know what they're called. So I am going to go to Drainage, View, and let's annotate the structures. So this is just Plan View annotation, and you can go to Preferences. This one, the labels only, I've recently created. I'm going to double click to load it and close. And you can go through, and if you wanted to do the capacity, if you had calculated that, you can set a prefix and a suffix, and you can turn this on and it'll label the capacity of the pipe. I just want to see the size of the pipe, so the height, it's going to say prefix is going to be diameter equals in a space, suffix is going to be space in inches. The position, I want it to be below the pipe, so it's in a -1, and I also want to see the ID, so it's just going to tell me what the name of that pipe is. You can set all of these preferences down here, the pipe, double click, and you can put the level. This is going to come in on P utility storm text, and that's all okay. You could change these if you wanted to. So I'm going to hit Apply. There they are. There is inlet 1, pipe 1, diameter is 15 inches, manhole 1, which is on the right side, inlet 1, as you can see. So now I want to go view those in the profile. Here's my existing profile for Chartel. So I'm going to go to my evaluation, profile, create profile. Even though this profile has already been created, this is how I'm going to view my networks that I just made, my drainage networks. So I'm going to left click and toggle this network on, and I'm going to go back to view 1, which has my plan view in it, and I'm going to say I want to view my networks from my first inlet, which is inlet 1, all the way to my last manhole, which is right here. So I have inlet 1 to manhole 2. I'm going to put this on an existing profile. Now I'm going to go back to view 2 that shows my existing profile. Preferences, I want to do existing storm, load, close, apply, and left click inside to identify the profile, and then it automatically shows up. Here's my inlets, my manholes, it shows cross drain pipes, and then these are the pipes that flow from inlet to manhole. So that is now viewed. I'm going to close that. Now I want to view them in cross-section view. I have a cross-section displayed in view 3. So I'm going to go to cross-sections under evaluation. So it's evaluation, cross-section, create cross-sections. Under update cross-sections, I'm going to go to storm and sanitary, view on. It only views pipes in the cross-sections. So I'm just going to select all of my pipes and hit apply. And the pipes did come in my cross-sections. If I wanted to modify a pipe, I'm going to go back to my plan view, and under my drainage, I can say edit and review, and you can left click on the pipe that you want to edit or review. I could change this to being a, let's make it a 30-inch pipe, and say apply and close, and now it automatically updated in my view, and I can go to my profile, evaluation, profile. You can say update drainage profile, and it'll show me what profile set, and I can say apply, and did you see this pipe change right here? It automatically made that pipe larger. If I had modified anything else, it would have made that larger also. Another way to view what you've done and what you've put in, you can go to your Power InRoads tools and select Explorer, Hide, Show. It will go back to your drainage tab, and under your overall drainage you can see that you put in 4 inlets, 2 manholes, and 3 pipes. If you want to select the pipes, you could select any of, under the pipes tab, you can select any of the 3 pipes that you created, And again, you could right click and say edit and review, and it'll pull up your same dialog box to change the locations or to modify anything that you wanted on that structure. Also, if you want to dynamically move a structure, let's say that I wanted to move this manhole to the left or the right, by dragging it, I can go to Drainage, Structure, Move, and Track Surface for elevation. I do not want to do that. Track element alignment for angle, I don't want to do that either. So now I can just dynamically move it, hit apply, left click this structure, and I can move it wherever I want. And if you see those dotted lines, it's having the pipe follow it because the pipe is connected to this inlet. I can left click, moving structure causes minimum coverage or slope violations, continue yes, and it's now been changed. So now I hit close, and you could go back and again update your profile and cross-section view.